y'all, good morning. It's kind of later today because I ain't get up to whenever. But welcome back to my channel. This is day 3. And I came Wednesday, Thursday. Today's day 3. Child, I can't remember. Today is day 3 of my trip. And I'm about to go get me some lunch, brunch, whatever. I want some oysters, so we're going to Acme Oysters house to get some oysters. Yeah, I'm tired today, my legs hurt, and I've not taken any pictures of myself in this room, barely at this place. I just been videoing and I just been here. So I got a little tiny bit cute, not all the way, but just a little bit. I'm putting on some lip gloss. No makeup for real. And I'm gonna take me a couple of pictures because I post nothing to my social media account. I do have an Instagram page and a Facebook page for this channel. Just search Just Kaya TV if you want to follow me on Instagram or Facebook. But I be forgetting to post stuff, so been to take me some pictures here. Like I'm gonna sit on this desk. I'm gonna look out the window. I'm gonna do some stuff. I'm finna take some pictures, and then I'm meeting them downstairs at 8:15 so we can walk over to Acme Oyster House and eat. We're going on a tour today of the city. Yeah, I'm being a tourist this trip. Every time I come to New Orleans, I'm never a tourist. I went on a swamp tour one time when I came. But normally it's eating and drinking, trying to find all the food we can find or whatever, and not actually doing anything. I mean, we did go to the cemetery, but we was drunk in the cemetery on the last trip. I linked my New Orleans trip from not last year, it's 2021. From 2019, I linked that. But yeah, I'm being a tourist today. We're going on a tour. We even doing a bar crawl tonight. So should be fun. But I'll check back with y'all after I do my photo shoot. We made it to Acme Oyster House, and I'm ready for my oysters. Edna does not eat nothing. She don't eat nothing. Look at her explaining to her vlog how she don't eat nothing.
And it's like you got a little fork and you just make sure he's loose and then you slurp him up. And I'm like, what?
Oysters are delicious.
It's too much pressure. So we're not even. She's gonna try one. I bet I don't.
You go, yes. If you try just one,
at least chew
And then chew. No, I'm not chewing. I seen that.
Cut you a piece off. Cut you a little tiny piece off.
And Jennifer got some green beans and rice.
It looks good though. It smells wonderful.
Yeah, it do look good. Yes, here come my oysters. I'm so excited.
Can I have some hot sauce?
Look at this. I'm so excited. Y'all, this ain't doing it justice at all. You guys can't even see the beauty of the oysters. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna eat my oysters. I'm excited about it.
Okay, don't laugh at me.
Almost like fried cornbread.
You'll like it.
So good.
Fried cornbread?
Yeah, you'll like it. Sweet.
Okay. Alright, so then I'll try the hush puppy and the potato salad.
Okay. Anything else for you right now?
I had to come again.
She said anything else for you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in awe right now. I'm good for now. Thank you.
Can't even see. Squeeze lemon juice on it.
You ready?
Oh, that's great.
That was good.
Alright, y'all. Let's get it before they.
Oh, child, I already ate one. I wish my video would not showing such red, but do y'all see the chart? Look, it's still bubbling. Y'all see the bubbles? It is still bubbling. I'm gonna enjoy this. And Edna's grossed out. This is my friend right here. Jennifer is down with it.
That's a soft shell crab.
It's a fried sausage.
We got a fried soft shell crab. Look how good that looks. Oh my god. What is that in the bowl? Potato salad?
Potato
Oh, I
salad.
bet you it's good too.
And hush puppy.
It look like an auntie potato salad. Like they put some mustard over in there.
Yeah, it does.
Yes. Yeah. I murdered this.
Yeah. Oh,
It's going.
okay. Look off some potatoes.
Yes. What is it? Oh, they got hurricane mix.
This one.
Look, they got hurricane cocktail mix. It's $3.99. What is the other mix? Oh, they all hurricane. Oh, they all hurricane. We in
Let me
this
find
store,
these t-shirts first. Hold on.
and I'm thinking about buying one of these hot sauce. I don't know. Look at this chicken. Chicken. You know what? Oh, there goes some Slap Your Mama. We got that in Birmingham. Anyway, I'm finna find some shirts. They got shirts, 3 for $99, 1 for $3.99, 6 for $20. I might get 6 of them. Maybe. I don't even know what kind my people will wear. I'll be back. We are on a bus tour. I guess we toured this whole city. They're gonna take us around and stuff.
We
I didn't think you heard me when I said that.
so my name's Gary, but we're going to the story first. His name is Mark, the guy that runs the place. So Mark goes to the local sugar refinery, picks up molasses, he ferments it, distills it, bottles it, labels it right there, all in one place.
Wow.
Rum is the first distilled spirit here. In the Caribbean, there's really 2 kinds of rum that were produced. So there's the Spanish style, which is usually in a column still, like Bacardi. And then there's the French Caribbean style, like a rum barbacoa, which is made in a pot still. So the pot still style is what he makes, which is traditional to New Orleans. So what he's doing is something that's very traditional for New Orleans. So it's pretty cool. We're going to stop in there. You can try some rum if you'd like. You can try the cocktails at clean restrooms. The rums, white rum, that's the base of everything. Gold rum, which is steeped on charred oak. So it kind of takes on some characteristics of like a bourbon. I really like that. There's hibiscus rum. So it's the rum steeped on hibiscus flowers in dehydrated lime. And then the new one is bananas Foster rum. So he dehydrates banana chips. He lets the rum steep on the banana chips, so it's almost ready. It's a little cinnamon, a little allspice. And that one's really good. His newest one, which came out a week ago, is king cake rum. So it's rum steeped on pecans, cinnamon, vanilla, and orange zest. And it tastes exactly like a king cake. King cake is like a traditional cake we start serving here on January 6th to celebrate the carnival season. And it kind of reminds me of like a cinnamon roll. Yesterday he picked up some little mini king cakes from a local bakery. So if you want to try a king cake, he also has those too. I don't make a cut. I don't make a commission. I just like Mark, and it's a cool place. So we're going to stop in there. So you can buy something if you want. You don't have to. I'm hurting my feelings. But you can try all the rums. He has cocktails too. This is New Orleans. No open container law. So if you want to get a cocktail, bring it back on here. Totally cool with me.
Okay.
There's a hibiscus lemonade. It's hibiscus rum and lemonade. That's it. It's simple, but it's perfect. There is the rum punch. There is the hibiscus hurricane, which is a traditional New Orleans hurricane, but made with hibiscus rum and real juice. He doesn't use like mixes or anything like that. And I like a pina colada, but add a little OJ and a little pineapple juice. So vitamin C, so it's good for you. Yeah. But we'll be there in just a second. Like I said, you can try the rums, you can try the cocktails if you like. And like I said, they do have clean restrooms, so you can rest if you like. Trash cans right here if you need it. La Poubelle. Watch your heads in the overhead compartments. Do hang kind of low, especially if you're in a hat. Just watch out for those. They'll get you. If everybody steps out, I will close and lock the bus. You can leave stuff on if you'd like. We do have plenty of time, so we're not like in a rush.
This is our first stop at this place right here. It's a rum distillery. They get to sample the rums. Super excited about that. Now look at how cool it looks in here. It smells. Look at the things in the back.
Hey guys, welcome to Happy Raptor. Thanks for joining us today. So we are the newest rum distillery in New Orleans.
Sorry, guys.
We focus on infusions here at Happy Raptor. Everything we make starts with a local cane sugar and molasses, and we infuse and ferment that. We make a silver, a gold, a bananas Foster rum, and a hibiscus and wine rum. These are all fantastic, and like I said, all locally made, all natural products, nothing artificial goes into these. So we're gonna do a taste here real quick. We'll just go through all of them. I've also got some cocktails. This is Brandon. I'm Parker. What's up, y'all?
Hey.
I've also got a painkiller, a little bit of a rum punch, and a hibiscus hurricane for y'all to try.
Yes.
They just talking all type of stuff that I like.
All right, anybody that would like to taste our silver rum, please feel free to swing by and grab one of these shots. Okay. Yeah. If anybody would like.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Big Shaw. I'm gonna taste their silver rum. It's all made.
Okay, so I'm finna taste this. What is this, silver rum? Cheers.
Nice high roundness, warmness to it. That's the beat.
It went all the way up my nose.
I'm going to recommend this gold rum. It's got a little bit more of that smokier, scotchier, peatier flavor than you might like. For those if anybody wants to try, and if anybody wants to try any of the cocktails, please ask Brandon. We'll be happy to pour a sample for you. Alright, and our flavored infusions,
I would like to
bananas
try
Foster
cocktails.
and hibiscus.
So what are these again?
This is the rum punch.
That's bananas Foster, absolutely. Bananas Foster. I got plenty of cups. Those are.
Which one is that? Oh, I need that banana.
I'll do that for you.
So this is rum punch and
Oh, you got one.
painkiller.
Okay, sure.
This is all stuff made here in the distillery.
I'll try this.
Okay. So this is aged for a month with dehydrated bananas, and then we add spices, vanilla, cinnamon, allspice, things like that.
Oh no, that's the brand.
I like it on the
Okay, so
floral.
this is the punch, rum punch. Oh, that's good. That's good.
I do.
That's
This is a
good.
banana.
This is bananas Foster.
And this one is painkiller. What comes in the painkiller?
Ooh. This is called a painkiller.
The painkiller was okay.
I like the
I like the rum punch.
rum
better.
punch. What is that? I'll try that one too. I'm gonna try them all.
That is a king cake. Yes, ma'am. It's individual portions, just enough to share with somebody if you're nice.
I think I like the rum punch the best. And I might take one to go.
Could be Italy, it could be Africa, or it could be Spain. So most historians think the tradition started with Spain. So on the day of your birth or the entry to the colony here, you were required to pay essentially like a tax to the crown, like we do like a yearly income tax. If you didn't pay the tax, it was treason against the Spanish crown. Treason against the crown was a bad one, all right? It resulted in the worst birthday gift you're ever going to get. The last birthday gift you get. So those who couldn't afford the tax would pin a note to their shirt explaining the situation. If you could, you'd contribute to the birthday fund. That way they could afford to pay their tax. And it was like a goodwill thing. If on your birthday you couldn't afford it, they do the same thing for you. Even though we're no longer Spanish and we're no longer paying birthday tax, the tradition continues. So if you see somebody with a dollar bill pin on the shirt, you should wish that person a happy birthday. But if you want to make sure they have a happy birthday, you give them a dollar bill or a 10 or whatever to make sure that at the end of the day they can afford a refreshing beverage. To make sure they have a happy birthday. So I got Mr. Felix started off. Make sure he doesn't leave this bus with just $1 bill, all right? So you just add on to the stack, okay? Just keep adding on, all right? This territory is claimed for France. 1718, the world is founded. 1762, ceded to Spain. 1801, ceded to France. 1803, the purchase goes down as probably the best land deal in U.S. history. The Americans start to show up. The Americans start to realize the people here are French-speaking Catholic. The Americans are mostly English-speaking Protestant. The Protestants and Catholics have had some history, not good. The Americans decide to avoid conflict during neither in space. Here in front of us was a separate American city. Their own government, language, religion, street names, block numbers. This was a separate city post-purchase. On the right, the first style of home that used to be popular is Greek Revival. Clean, straight lines, squared windows, relatively simple. Ben Franklin was a big proponent of that style. He said it would remind us of our roots in democracy. But as the years go by and the houses get closer, we want them to be different, to be unique. And we'll start to see small changes, like on the right, tan house, brown shutters. On the top floor, the column capitals on top are Corinthian, or like phantoms, the leaves. Bottom floor, column capitals are Ionic. These small changes show an effort to be unique. Again on the right, Victorian era. This house just listed for 2.7. It's just under 8,000 square feet, so cozy. On the left, White House green shutters belong to Anne Rice, the author. The house on the left was built for the first American governor's daughter, William Claiborne's daughter. Claiborne's great-great-great-granddaughter became a fashion designer, Liz Claiborne. His great-great-great-grandniece is Cokie Roberts, if you know who that is. On the left, big columns, 1850s neoclassical. The house on the left is where they filmed MTV's Real World New Orleans. Anybody watched? No?
Yeah.
It's been a while. It's been a while. On the right, this is called a float house. These are new, so we're not going to do the traditional Mardi Gras parades this year, unfortunately, but homeowners have been paying artists to decorate their homes like Mardi Gras floats to keep them working, also to decorate the city. I like it. I think it's pretty awesome. On the left, especially in the oak trees and the crepe myrtles, you'll see all these Mardi Gras beads hanging down. We use the trees on St. Charles to grow our Mardi Gras beads. That's a joke, of course. Grow those in China like everybody else. By the 1950s, the law here is on Sunday, go to Mass or go to jail. It's Catholic or jail. Take your pick. No cremation, no divorce, go to Mass or it's your, I forget how the rest of that goes. But coming up on the right, this is the first non-Catholic congregation to form anywhere in the entire Louisiana Territory, 1805. So, the first non-Catholic congregation to form anywhere in the entire Louisiana Territory, right there. Next block on the right, this house sits on half its original lot. On the right, half. The house is 1868 Elms Mansion, built for the niece of Zachary Taylor, the only president from Louisiana. Coming up on the left, there's two gray houses. Look behind the first gray house on the left. You'll see a house kind of pink with palm trees. The house spans 2 lots. It's 13.3 thousand square feet. Behind the gray A-frame home, you see the front of it? Jay-Z and Beyonce bought it about 3 years ago. Wow. 2.6 million. Back to the left, you'll see the front of it. So Beyonce's sister Solange lives here full time. They like to visit. Got tired of sleeping on our sofa, so they bought that place just so they could stop in to see Solange. It's reasonable. It's probably what I would do, you know. We're going to turn left. Look right. On the right, you can see the crown jewel of St. Charles. Ladies, gentlemen, here is McDonald's. Look at the roof line. No joke. It's built to resemble a church. It is 2 stories. You get to the second floor via a wrought iron staircase. For the resemblance, we call it St. Ronald's. I love that. It's one of only 3 McDonald's in the U.S. doesn't have the golden arches in the air. Not allowed in St. Charles. The other 2 are Sedona, Arizona, and Berkeley, California. Coming up on the right, on the corner, there's a house here. It's been renovated recently. You'll see something kind of interesting. Now, balcony and galleries were living space. The exterior staircase. Now, the stairs have been replaced, but that staircase originally was the only staircase this home had. They used to tax homes based on how many rooms they had. The owner felt his own interior staircase was a waste of space, so they pushed the stairs outside. Remember though, back then there was no AC, so during the summer especially, it's just not outside, it's inside, and nobody's really worried about losing their Wi-Fi signal. So, exterior staircase, not a terrible idea. Coming up on the right, a house in New Orleans with a basement. So we can't do normal basements because the water table's too high, but we can do raised basements on the right. So the first half floor is the basement. The house actually sits on top of that. This gives you a place for storage, obviously, but there's a big river a few blocks to the right that miss something. In the spring, it wants to high and dry. Not a bad idea. Coming up on the right, another raised basin home. Look at the iron gate. The steps are my favorite part. The rails, the column capitals. Iron and stone don't exist here naturally. It has to be brought in. The more iron, the more stone, the more argent the owner has. Way to show off. On the right here, this is Lafayette Cemetery number 1, the oldest cemetery on this side. So the Catholic Church does not allow filming in their cemeteries, but the city does. Anytime they need a cemetery for a movie or TV show, it's this one. 007 Live and Let Die, the originals, NCIS New Orleans, Double Jeopardy, The Passion, Your Honor, they all use this one. Anybody remember Double Jeopardy? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Ashley Judd, Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah. It's on Netflix, by the way, as of January 1st. Coming up on... Anybody watch the originals?
I watched the first season.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the cemetery they used in the originals. Coming up on the left is Commander's Palace. On the left. Commander's Palace is where Paul Pruno got his first job as head chef. Where Emeril Lagasse got his first job as head chef. Southern Living Magazine's best restaurant in the South for the last 3 years in a row. Washington Post top 20 restaurants in the country. 5-time James Beard winner. And absolutely my favorite restaurant in the city. Craziest thing about Commander's Palace though, they offer a 3-course dinner option any night of the week for right about $40. I know a lot of people have never been here, and they always say, I don't go to Commander's because it's too pricey. But they don't know. You know, I've spent more than $40 on myself at Chili's. That is a good deal. They do require reservations, but absolutely worth going to. On the left is the Nolan home, better known as the house from Curious Case of Benjamin Button on the left. Anybody saw Curious Case?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the house on the left. What's cool about the movie, everything in the movie is this house. There's no sets, like all the rooms in the house are this house. Even cooler, the woman that grew up here, their family's in their 4th generation house. She's an actress, and she actually plays a doctor in the movie. So she grew up in the house, and she also got to play in the movie. On the right next door, is Sandra Bullock's house. Style's called Swiss Chalet. Sandra Bullock does own it. She did live here full-time for like 3 years, but she doesn't live here like full-time anymore. It's like a vacation home for her, but that is her house. I can tell you that she's not here. She hasn't texted me, so I'm pretty sure she's not around right now. Coming up on the left is Colonel Short's villa from 1858. Colonel Short was a Confederate colonel. His wife was from Iowa. The story goes, she missed the cornfields at home, so if you look at the iron fence, you'll see little corn stalks. The cornstalk fence was brought in from the Philadelphia Iron Works. The house was listed 2 years ago for $4.6 million. Wow. Needs work. It sold last year for 4.2. 4.2 million needs work. Ooh, sounds like some California prices to me. For real. Average house in the Garden District is 2 million, so like that's still pretty steep. On the left, this house has 6 distinct colors. Paint, especially darker pigment, from it's very expensive. If you can afford 6 different colors, you're pretty fancy. Again on the left, this home on the left was built for a wealthy British tobacco merchant. The style is Gothic Revival. That style is only used on churches. This is the only Gothic Revival style home you're going to find in New Orleans. Again on the left is a former Catholic chapel converted to residence by Anne Rice on the left. Rice sold the home to Nicholas Coppola, the actor. Coppola started collecting houses, castles, exotic animals, fossils, comics. Then he stopped paying the IRS. They didn't like it. They took the house in 2010. Y'all know Nicholas Coppola's acting name?
No.
Guesses are free.
Nicolas Cage?
Nicolas Cage, you didn't know it. Yeah. That was his house until the IRS said it wasn't. Coming up on the right is Tennessee. If you saw Django, Jamie Foxx, Leonardo DiCaprio, Samuel Jackson, this is the inside of Candyland. So Candyland doesn't exist, it's not a real place. When they walk in, it's this house. You know, like the most famous Facebook meme ever of Leo holding the glass laughing? It's this house. So this is the Seabold Manor. The Seabolds were lovers of the arts. When they passed away 80 some years ago, they donated their house to the Women's Opera Guild, who maintain it as a museum today. But most of Django was shot in Louisiana. It happens a lot where things are filmed here, but they're not like set here, you know? On the right, the home of the French consulate to the U.S., because the French consulate's on the American side, not like there's a French quarter you could put the French consulate in. On the right, somewhere in the bushes, 1830. This is Toby's Corner, regarded as the first home of the Garden District. It is a raised basement home. It's relatively simple. That kind of gives us a look into what these houses looked like back in the 1830s. This land, pretty much all the land outside the original French Quarter was sugarcane plantation, owned by the Livaday family. Madame Livaday was in an arranged marriage to her first cousin, whom she hated. Since she was Catholic, she could not divorce her husband cousin. The purchase changes things. When the purchase goes down, Madame Livaday is the first woman in line at the courthouse. She files for a divorce. Her husband never shows up. She got everything.
Wow.
This land is split into 55 blocks. Each block has 4 homes. Between the homes are vast gardens, so we called it the
Garden District.
Garden District. Thank you very much. On the right, this is Madame Robichaud's Academy for Exceptional Young Girls, or the Witch School from Coven. Anybody saw American Horror Story Coven? No? Okay, in that case, here's a fancy house. So this is the Brown Manor, 1855. Comes in at 18,000 square feet. It is a raised basin home. After the U.S. Civil War, the Brown family did not return to the home. It was turned into the Soule Business School for girls. So they actually taught here. In the TV show Coven, this was the witch school. It was listed on Airbnb for $20,000. Not per night, for the whole weekend. And it comes with a ghost. Her name is Josephine. Which I guess is good? I don't know. Okay, we are approaching Magazine Street. Magazine Street is the uptown shopping dining street full of antique stores, boutique stores, furniture shops, great fun dining options, vintage clothing stores. Most of the places here are smaller, locally owned, locally operated, lower overhead. That usually means to us consumers better prices. If you want to shop and dine like a local, Magazine Street's definitely the place to be. So we're going to turn left And as we turn left, if you look right, there's a little donut shop right there called District. Last year, they were voted the best donut shop in the U.S. And they're also recently featured on Travel Channel's Donut Paradise. Really place District right there. Now, we're going to turn left, but if you look down to the right, you can find the Audubon Zoo. Our zoo ranked top 3 in the U.S. Just got a brand new orangutan habitat, new petting zoo, elephant exhibit, nocturnal room. If you like zoos, ours is pretty good. It's open. We're not going to talk too much about stuff that's not open, just because that's kind of torture. So unless I expressly say you can't do this because it's closed, we're going to talk about stuff that's open. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, one check. How we doing? Temperature, mic volume, questions, how we feel?
Good.
All right? Okay. Okay, so we're going to get a little newer. We're leaving the Garden District. The Garden District's first kind of growth spurt's like 1830. We're coming up to like 1840, so like not a lot of time has passed between these two neighborhoods, but they do look vastly different. So by 1840, New Orleans has grown into the 4th biggest port by volume in the world. Population is growing again, especially with German and Irish immigrants. Oh, just because I mentioned Jamie Foxx a second ago, I might as well mention this one too. If you remember Ray, yeah, that filmed mostly in Louisiana too. On the right, Half Moon Bar and Restaurant was right outside of Atlanta, Georgia. If you saw Ray, these are some shots here. There's Georgia right there. And if I can remember, we're also going to pass Illinois, New York, and Washington State, if I can remember. Okay, anyway. So, it rains here a lot. And we live in a bowl. When it rains in the bowl fills up. When the population grows, the amount of high ground didn't. So these houses, the only thing we can do is get closer. So they did. So check this out. Look to the right. Backing up between the green and tan house, you'll see just how close you get to your neighbor without touching. So we went from 4 houses to a block to like 4 inches apart in only like 10 years. And what this really showing us is we're just running out of space. In just a minute, coming up on the right, we're going to pass by the International School of Louisiana. It started off though as the first French immersion school in the state. When Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie lived here full time, on the right, that's where their kids went to a public school. Some people have expressed surprise to me that there's no spoken French here. There's actually a good reason why. Because we stopped it after World War I. The thought was it was un-American to speak anything but English. We banned French from public buildings and made it illegal to teach it in school. Can you imagine those impressionable young children learning French? Oh, dude. So the ban persisted until the 1960s. Finally, the state Supreme Court would overturn the ban, and we started these immersion programs. We actually require French in some schools, and we learn from native French speakers. So, je parle petit peu français, mais j'ai oublié beaucoup de français. I remember things like je conduis l'autobus at the port, je bois le café. That mostly like the bad stuff, you know. Voulez-vous coucher and all that stuff, you know. Yeah, you know. What's funny though is like, so the guy that taught me French was from Quebec, and here we would have spoken Creole French or Creole, and the guy from Quebec is teaching us Parisian French. Gallier Hall, named for the architect James Gallier. That's the American City Hall. So strangely, the American Square doesn't have a very American name. The American Square we know better today as... It's a tough one. It's called... No, you're close. That's the wrong square, but you're close. This is Lafayette Square. The Marquis de stops the invasion, ends the war, and that's why on the left this is Jackson Square. Right in the middle on horseback is Jackson himself. Behind Jackson in the middle is St. Louis Cathedral, the oldest continually operating Catholic cathedral in the U.S. Behind Jackson on the left is the Cabildo, capital for government for the entire colony. And on the right is the presbytere or priest house. And this is it, the center of government, military, and the church for the entire colony. And they rename it for Jackson when your name is, well, everything. So it's in its second season right now. I looked at the cast, I didn't recognize any names. But if you watch Leverage, they're filming a second season right now. Anyway, beignets taste better if you're wearing black or navy blue. I mean, I'm not going to argue with that. It's pretty good. So this is more the French market. This is the oldest continually operating open-air market in the U.S. The natives were trading here first. The Spanish put the roof on it. That's why we call it the French market. Back to right to Colonnade, which is the retail shops. On the left in the middle is the food court section, and towards the end is the flea market section. And prices down here can be a little negotiable. This is a good spot to get souvenirs, stuff to take home. The market is open 7 days, 9 to about 6, depending how busy they are. Typically Saturday, Sunday are the better days. So tomorrow I think rain chance like 20%. These homes aren't going to be as wide as those on St. Charles, but they make up for the square footage. Check this out. My favorite house on Esplanade on the right, second house. White house, green trim. Look down the side of it, you're going to see it stretches back forever. Also left right, notice the homes has weird offset or stagger. There's a big lake in front of us. Occasionally breeze will come off the lake down the avenue. The home on the left is Al Copeland's tomb and his Tiffany stained glass panel. Not too shabby. On the left, Como, I know y'all don't know the name, but they own like a really big fancy furniture store, like a bunch of them in New Orleans. So if you want to furnish a really nice house, you get a Como furniture. Everybody knows that name around here. That's before you need them, you know?
Oh, wow.
You don't wait till you need it to build it. On the left again, it says Fertel Duke. This belonged to Ruth Fertel. She was a single mom, 2 kids. She worked at a steakhouse on Canal Street, Chris Steakhouse, and went bankrupt. So she took all the money she had, borrowed what she needed to. She bought Chris Steakhouse. She changed the name a little bit. She called it
Ruth Chris.
Chris. When she passed away, it was sold to a They laid on a grid, streets with street names. The nicer the tomb. Stone, iron, space, the more original the family has, so you can show off, even in death. Directly in front of us is the Industrial Canal. So that's a breached on both sides to flood the 9th Ward. One of the breaches would be almost directly in front of us. So the force of the water was enough just to push some homes off their foundations. But everywhere you see a slab, there was a house. Population is still affected from Katrina, obviously.